Well, YouTube, Terrible Sight here with the second person of the name Bentley that I had a dream walking around in talking about who's Bentley. Like I'm asking all these brainwave people, who the hell is Bentley? This would be the second dream I had with a clear name that came out of all this. This is a very interesting case too. And just like the other Bentley woman, body was found in a in a freaking ravine, or how would you say, like off the side of, say if you got a riverbank type thing. Dense scrub is what they call it. But all I can see is what I seen when I looked at this. It looked like like a river bank with no water in it. But she was born 1983. A vibrant, honest, and compassionate person. She was confident and direct with people she knew, but could be shy, reserved with those she did not. So she looks like a very spunky, flamboyant person. But, of course, a lot of people have that in them when you don't know nobody, which is a good thing to have. Because unlike the other Bentley, she was more talkative, more outgoing, I would say. Even probably the people she wouldn't know. But in that other one, man, it's like, I'm not trying to bash her or nothing, but I think, she had at that point in her life where she didn't know where she wanted to be. But poetry, drama classes. On the day of her disappearance, she met a friend at the library. After doing some shopping, they had lunch. She was dropped off at her home by her friend's sister. After returning home, now this is weird because they say that she might have met a boy also, and maybe had a boyfriend. I read something. But, of course, there ain't nothing, about that kid. But there is something that really sticks out in this. And after returning home, that her boyfriend had called and left a message. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I guess she called him back. Record shows made a call, but he wasn't there, so she left a message asking him to call her back. From that, yeah, but I do not think that he had anything to do with this because of and this is the picture here, sky view, and I would want to say it was something like this, but this is not the river because she was found, like, I would say in 40 kms, I want to say is 40 miles in this, what they're trying to say in this. So she was found in another whole town. But this is where she was abducted. These trees in the middle of the field here. And this is where she used to bring the family dog to walk. And as you can see, there's a trail path up top here near the trees that are, just look like a line. Then you got the buildings off to your right, the river on this side. So whatever the case may be, this person who, as you've seen in the thing there, if you read it, her death was caused with blunt force trauma in the back of the head. That means she was blindsided and attacked. Witnesses witnessed her walking by his house at 3:05, but from this point on, exact timeline of what happened to her cannot be clearly established, of course. 4:30 p.m., Bentley's boyfriend called back at 4:30, and at this time, John notices his sister absent. When his mother returned for 5:15, he immediately told her Bentley had not come home after calling Bentley's boyfriend. For him, he did not know, because how would he do this and be able to call unless they had cell phones? But, let me see, 1998. So, they did have pinging off towers back then, and I would assume that this phone wouldn't have pinged anywhere near this area. I do think they did have that back then, right? Bear with me. I will be back. I don't know what happened to my camera, but whatever. Anyways, just going over this, like I said. And where are we? Oh, here's the mapping of where the so here's the mapping. Body found where she lived. And as you can see, this road in between is where the murderer made his escape. Of course, as you can see, she's by a river. Turn back. After returning to the house, her and her son waited until 6 p.m. until the search. Of course, all this waiting, and if there was, this is the thing with this kind of case, the waiting. Now, if you got someone that takes a dog out, and you're not going to keep that dog out for a long period of time, because you're going to eventually come back into the house when you walk a dog. And that's all this was. And if she hadn't come back, this gave the killer the gateway and the time to get the hell out of Dodge with this woman, young teenage girl. And it's sad. I mean, if there's any way that they could change the laws, because if someone will be back at a certain time, because, when a routine is done, every simple task or anything that someone does, regularly on a daily basis, there should be a law where they immediately go searching. Police, not no 24 hours. Shouldn't even be 24 hours no more. Because that's too damn long. Even an hour is too damn long. So, look at Maura Murray. Another great example. She had a witness come up to her and ask her if she wanted help. In between the time that guy went to his house, called the cops, and went to check on her again or whatnot, she was gone. Gone without a trace. So, that right there, and that story right there, should be changing the law. Immediately, things should be conducted. You got the Amber Alert, but that still ain't enough. I mean, once that goes up, yeah, I mean, kids have been recovered. And, I mean, it needs to be done for adults, too. An adult alert. Teenage alert. There's a lot of times the cops going to sit there and say the law is, oh, it's a runaway, they'll be back. It's ridiculous, because if they ran away, you know damn well if they get caught up in the wrong situation, they ain't coming back. So, I mean, there's a lot of things in this world that a lot of laws need to be changed. A lot of laws. And reading stories like this, man, it infuriates me because, right? But the biggest thing in this story, once again, leads me back to the Maura Murray story. And it is to be said, just like the red pickup truck, because the dog was found at that park at 8 a.m. the next day. Around 10 a.m., the family dog Abby was found tied to a tree in a patch of dense foliage besides the river. Close to the park, you see in the picture above. Nearby, 2 items of clothing, underwear, boxer shorts were found. These were later confirmed to belong to Bentley. So, only one can imagine what the person did to this poor girl. Over the next 16 days, searched the area, focused on the New Zealand Army sent troops. That was good. On 17th of January, 2 men in the Camp Gully area of Rakaya, which would be this. And yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this sandy-looking area over here is where the body was found. You can see a remote road and overgrown scrub, planted pine. Oh, that's what the scrub is. I didn't read that part. Sorry. But obviously it would be in this grassy area or treat area. And I'm sure this killer literally marked out his plan of how he was going to get her and where he was going to drop her off. Steep embankment. So I was right on that too. It was like a river bank when you see it empty. I mean, it's almost the same thing, but whatever. She was covered in 3 layers of branches and leaves. Placed in a fetal position. Has been seen wearing with, except the underwear. A large paddock. State highway, of course, that's something. I think that's something. Illegal cannabis growers. So, I'm trying to get to this. Fractured her skull. Believe she was killed, of course, soon after she went missing. What the hell is it? I read something about a damn... I gotta check. Suspects. Sit on down here. Oh, supposedly Sid and John Bentley considered suspects. So these obviously are brothers. And Sid supposedly a strong alibi. But there was something they say that he didn't want nobody to know. He could have been doing some naughty things, maybe stealing something, maybe it's something that he was embarrassed, it says that but he was not involved in the murder because who knows, he probably was doing something that he wasn't supposed to. Maybe he was sleeping with a girl or something, who knows, but there's something down here that says a green van. There it is. Because this green van, mind you, and they have even a friggin' license plate. Well, what does it look like? Let's see what it looks like. Oh, yeah, one of these suckers. Almost like a Volkswagen hippie van back in the day. Put your surfboards on top. This looks like one of them camper vans. Where the roof cranks up so you can stand up in the back and everything. And one of the mechanics, and a witness, mind you, used by tourists and drifters. And supposedly they had seen this van around the time of her, disappearance. And due to the distinctive nature of the van and the man's experience with them, he took a special note of the van at the time and was able to give a highly detailed description of it. So just like Maura Murray with the witness with the red pickup, and there was a sticker on the back, and all this detail, the Massachusetts plate. But yet, of course, all the time spent looking, all the time spent, waiting to see if she comes home, all the time spent. And that's the thing you gotta remember. And this is another thing that needs to be changed in law, in my eyes, is that if there's nothing coming up around the friggin' area of someone being missing and last seen, then it's only highly common sense that someone took that person away in a frickin' vehicle. So with that being said, even though you ain't got a description, you need to be finding someone or vehicle in search of, or get out there and start looking for weird, suspicious vehicles that, this one you normally didn't see. See if there's anybody acting funny in the van or a vehicle itself, I would say. I mean, it sounds stupid, but just to get someone on patrol to whip up and down the roads and look for anything in a suspicious manner, I mean, something needs to be done differently. But and of course, I guarantee this van has disappeared. I'm for damn sure it's not on the road no more. I mean, yeah, they would, and if you're looking for these vans, I mean, they did look up the plate. Local man murder. 2 staff members. Eliminated. So yeah, here we are. Got a suspect, but he had a great alibi. I don't know, Sid's death, 2015, an unidentified woman came forward. Her ex-boyfriend had been involved in the murder. Who knows? Been suspect original investigation. They had been interviewed by police media in time. I don't know if that was her brother or not, but admitted it in. She came forward to formally change her statement to the police. You know what? If that's being said, and they said they had these underwear and stuff, and if they were taken off by the friggin' killer, which I'm sure they were, I would assume they would do. They did say something about doing DNA testing. But did that guy have that van? You know, there's so many things that could be, you know, DNA testing. Yeah. But, you know, it's just, you know, these are one of them cases, right? That when someone sneak attacks, come up out of nowhere, you ain't gonna find nothing. And I mean, even though they did find these underwear and boxers and blah, 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 right, advanced DNA testing will closure that. But with that guy being dead, and if it was Sid, say, so how you gonna know if he's dead and no one took DNA from him? So much stuff that you can, you know, spawn off on this. And, you know, it's just one of them cases, boy, that will probably drive you mad before it gets solved. But like I say, there was a vehicle in that area. And if it's unusual and nobody in that area owns that vehicle, hey, that makes it friggin' all more suspicious. And when you got a witness that sees it, specialized in it, like, how ironic is that? It's just insane. I mean, I would say find that van, take a look, see if you can find any type of van like that. And one thing I want to make clear is, like I say, with these vehicle sightings, to see if there is any record in any junkyard that would, you know, have saved records on vehicles. I don't know how long they say. I'm going to call a junkyard today and ask them that question. How long do you keep records on a vehicle you bought from somebody that has been, you know, done its time, or, oh, just all of a sudden they want to get rid of it. It's crazy though, man. In these cases, it's like, wow. Just make you sit back and just wonder, yeah, in demented ways to say who's gonna be next. And it's sad, man. It's sad. There's still perpetrators out there that do this kind of BS. I think there should be more patrolling on any type of movement. I don't know. And when someone claims that they've seen or say so, oh, I have this weird sensation someone's been following me, don't you think someone should look into that more than just say, okay, you know, I know there's been stories where people have claimed that someone's been following them and just, it's been overlooked. But I can just say this person could have been a stalker too. I don't know. You can bring it out all kinds of different thoughts, theories, and ideas, and you'll still be sitting there scratching your head. So, but I wanted to share this. Another sad, tragic story. But like I said, a name came in my dream, I think I might have 2 more people I gotta go over on this name that are still missing to this day. But all I can do is share their story. Till that next video, be safe, take care, and always beware. As I just said it. Who knows when the next missing person's gonna happen? Sucks to say, but this is the world we live in. Until someone comes along and brings some vigilante justice to the scene and starts putting some fear in these type of people. Oh yeah, it's gonna keep happening, folks. Shit. All right. Out.